What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 8 battle for the APA Academy. I just noticed my record isn't on the screen there. We are sitting at 3-4. Our opponent is 2-5. We should have a great battle today. Honestly, it's going to be very scary because our opponent has an amazing team, very very threatening for us. So we gotta make sure we can play around it. His record is 2-5, but he's definitely better than 2-5. And at the same time, he has quite a few transactions that he's made effective last week, which are kind of scary. I think the Cinderace is one that is very scary. He originally had Zeraora, which was not that bad compared to Cinderace, which is kind of interesting because Zeraora is a much scarier Mon this generation. I believe Boltund was a Centiskorch, and I think he had one other Mon instead, but I don't remember which one it was. But anyways, we really need this win. There are 2 weeks left after this week, and if we can go undefeated the rest of the way, which would equivalent to a 4-game win streak, we would be able to make playoffs for sure. At this point, we are sitting with three wins and 4 losses with a +1 differential, which is enough for the 8th seed right now. And I believe there's 12 teams that make the playoffs, and the top 4 teams get by, if I'm not mistaken. So it's good to know. We do have an extended playoff streak. We are not going to catch anyone who's a 6th seed or higher. We can get to the 7th seed, or we can get to like the 14th seed or something. So we gotta be very careful with how we do the rest of the way, because it's gonna be a rough rest of the season if we don't start winning more games than we're losing. Now, looking at our opponent's team, he definitely has some really scary threats. The biggest threats, Cinderace is definitely terrifying there, whether it's banned, whether it's heavy-duty boots, or whatever it may be. Pyro Ball is a very threatening move, so is U-Turn as well, because he can just U-Turn out on my 2 bug types instead of clicking Pyro Ball, or he can U-Turn out on my, my fire resists, being Charizard, Haxorus, Terrakion, and Blastoise. There's the G-Max Corviknight, which is very scary. Last week we were able to really clean through with a regular Corviknight against Flame Horizon and his regular Corviknight with our Belly Drum Charizard, but it's a G-Max Corviknight, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting. It's more unlikely that he doesn't bring flying coverage than that he does. Looking at my team, we have one weakness to flying, and that's the Roselia, but the rest of our team, we have, no resists. Our rock type is a fighting type, our electric type is a bug type, and our steel type is also a bug type, so I could definitely see that coming. Very scary Mon. Wheezing Galarian form is one of the biggest problems for me to deal with, 100%. This Mon is very defensive. It can easily take the fighting type moves from Terrakion, the dragon type moves from Haxorus. It can take pretty much any attack it wants to, which is problematic. I really have to use my Hatterene to kind of break that thing, my Vikavolt to break that thing, and I guess my Charizard as well, if he's not Levitate. So hopefully we can do some work against that thing. Primarina is terrifying because of its high special attack. A spec set is very, very likely to come, I think. If it's not specs, I think it could be a subset with leftovers, which definitely reduces the damage output, but it's still just as scary because I need to be able to get that thing down. A lot of the mons I have are weak to its attacks or are just not very specially defensive, so we gotta be careful around that. Obstagoon is a huge threat because of Guts Facade. Yeah, I'm very scared of Obstagoon. It's so fast, hits so hard, it's pretty damn bulky too. I just don't know. I guess the only redeeming factor for it on my side is that it's 4 times weak to fighting, but our only fighting type is going to nuke it anyways if it was neutral. So regardless, there's Seismitoad, Boltund, and Celebi. I believe one of those are going to come, not all 3. If all 3 come, that means Cinderace isn't coming, which would be good. That means Primarina might not be coming, which is good. Obstagoon maybe might not be coming, which is also good. So if 2 of those 3 or 3 of those 3 come, I'll be happier than if 1 out of 3 come. Anyways, our team, looking at it this week, we have a few really successful mons that do really well against this team, but we have a couple mons, quite a few of them actually, that are really bad. Grimmsnarl is solid here, but it doesn't really help us too much because of the G-Max Wind Rage, which can get rid of screens. Haxorus is kind of just shut down by Corviknight, shut down by Wheezing, kind of shut down by Prim at least a bit. The Cinderace can go for a Bandit High Jump Kick, which is going to nuke me. It's just tough. Boltund has Play Rough as well. There's Seismitoad as well, which is kind of scary as well and very defensive, so not the best matchup. Avalugg, really not good here. Pyro Ball from Cinderace sucks. Corviknight has the G-Max Steel Surge, which is tough. There's Flamethrower from the Wheezing. If I can guarantee that the Cinderace isn't coming, I think that Avalugg would be a very solid bring here, but I can't, so I'm not going to bother. Roselia has a terrible matchup this game because of the G-Max Corviknight and the Cinderace, as well as the Obstagoon. There is Golurk, which is not the worst, but I just felt like I had better options. So yeah, and then there's Haxorus, which, like I said before, is just not great here. So let's just go ahead and jump into our team. The first mon that we are bringing this week is going to be our Vikavolt here. Vikavolt is really good. It is Assault Vest this week, which is a very strong set against my opponent's team because he has quite a few special attackers that are going to be very problematic for me to deal with. The big one is the Primarina. If I can find my notes, I don't know why my mouse not, the roll ball, whatever it's called, is not working. So basically, we take a modest specs Torrent boosted Surf from Primarina, which is important because if we go for Thunderbolt and we manage to knock it in, let's say we go to Thunderbolt on the switch or something, he goes into Primarina expecting a Bug Buzz or whatever, it will go down to Torrent range, and then Surf will not KO us no matter what, which is important to note because we want to have this thing alive to Voltage around and just be a general annoyance for my opponent's team. We're not too killed by any non-specs Primarina attack except for Hydro Pump, so that's important to note because we want to get as many hits out as Vikavolt as possible. Again, we're not running Roost, which sucks because then we would be able to kind of stall it out a bit, and we could definitely take 2 of those hits if we were running the like a Calm Nature with Roost or something. But I felt the Assault Vest was just much more valuable for me. Bug Buzz was important, Thunderbolt is important, Energy Ball is just as important for the Seismitoad, and Volt Switch is the most valuable move we have on the team here. We Oko a Seismitoad as long as it's not Rindo Berry or Assault Vest with Energy Ball, so there's that, it's very important. And we also take 1 Jolly Obscune Guts Facade. If it's adamant, it's about 50% chance to kill us, but that's good information to note. And at the same time, if it's adamant, then we have things that can outspeed it. If it's Jolly, then we can take the hits, so we just need to know that information. It's pretty important. Our next mon is going to be our Charizard. We are running a Belly Drum Charizard set with the exact same spread we ran last week. Yes, our exact same moves we ran last week. This is a very important set for me. We speed tie Celebi, the rest is in our attack. I actually have 29 IVs in HP this week, which allows me to have my HP divisible by 4. I did that because it would be better off to have 1 less stat in HP, 1 less HP points, than it would be to invest 20 EVs, excuse me, into my HP. So I felt like that was the best bet. We're not going to be living any Ice Shards. Primarina could have Aqua Jet, which is going to do enough to KO us if we don't have a sub up, so there's that. Basically at +6, we OHKO everything with Blaze boosted Fire Punches or Earthquakes, except for the Seismitoad, which you do about like 60% minimum to. So if that thing's gone or that thing's like 50%, then we can definitely beat his team down with this set. And it can come in on the Weezing if it's not carrying a poison move, like Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave. It can come in on I guess a Primarina that's locked into Moonblast or something. It can come in on a Celebi that's locked into a Grass move. A Scarf Celebi was a potential bring for Rob, who had the mock with me. It could come in on, what else was there? The Corviknight if there's no more Gigantamax and he doesn't have Brave Bird or something. So I want to have that. We can also really just force it out. So even if he does have Brave Bird, if it's early enough in the game and he doesn't want to go for the Gigantamax, or if he's already used it, then I can just bring this thing in. He's going to want to keep it around for my Hatterene, and then I should be able to go for a Belly Drum, a sub, a Belly Drum, and then go for a game from there. So hopefully we can do that. Our next mon is going to be support for the previous 2, and that is our Blastoise here with Scald, Flash Cannon, Rapid Spin, and Yawn. Very important that I'm running Rapid Spin this week. I need to make sure there are no hazards up on my side of the field. Yes, my opponent doesn't have the greatest hazard setters. He has Seismitoad, Celebi, Weezing, and I believe that's it. Those are the only 2 mons that get Rocks, and that's the only mon that gets Toxic Spikes. There's Frost as well with regular spikes, but regular spikes aren't going to be affecting these 2 as well as Toxic Spikes. But Rocks are the big thing. I need to make sure Rocks are off my side of the field. Those are really bad. If you bring Seismitoad, I know it's going to be a Rocker. If you bring Celebi and no Toad, it'll either be Scarf, it'll be Rocks with like Recover and be very defensive, but I don't see it being Scarf and Rocks. So there's that. This spread always lets us take Ice Beam, or always lets us take 3 no attack Corviknights, G-Max Brave Bird, so that's the max win range. That's important, and we also take 2 adamant max attack max win ranges. We also have speed for Obstagoon at +1. That was just like a bonus there. I was going to go with a negative speed nature, but I said, you know what, why not? Rapid Spin is going to be doing too much damage to things anyways. Might as well just get the 4 EVs there and bump up my speed to be able to outspeed that thing, get an extra hit off on it. And I wrote Scald. It doesn't have Scald, it has Ice Beam. That's my mistake. Sorry about that. But we have Ice Beam, Flash Cannon, Rapid Spin, and Yawn. Yawn is there for subs, mostly for the Primarina. The Weezing is going to be taking a Flash Cannon, not going to be appreciated at all. Powerball Cinderace will actually not be affected by the, what is that thing called? The Rocky Helmet, so we have to just wear it down with Ice Beams. We got to force it out, but I don't think he's going to be staying in on our Blastoise anyways, unless we reveal all 4 of our moves already, so there's that. Our next mon is going to be our Hatterene here with Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Mystical Fire, and Trick Room with the Master Ball, of course, because it has to hold the Pokeball. We live a Jolly Banded Pyro Ball or a non-adamant, or a non-heavy slime from any Corviknight. no matter what. If it's G-Max and we don't live the hits, so there's that. But this is important because we can, if we're G-Maxed up, if we just say like, okay, we're going to be coming in on the Weezing. He needs to have his Weezing alive to deal with my Terrakion, which is up next. He's going to go into something. I can Gigantamax, and then I'll be able to get 2 hits off guaranteed against either of those, unless, of course, it's the Corviknight is going for Gigantamax on that turn. So we should be able to deal with that thing. I'm hoping that this set puts in a lot of work. We have to get it in before the Corviknight is Gigantamax, or that it isn't Heavy Slam when it's not Gigantamaxed. So fingers crossed. We take 2 Sludge Waves from no special attack Seismitoad. We take 1 Jolly Guts Obscene Facade, and we take 1 Specs Moonblast from Primarina. I was debating Drain Kiss and Calm Mind over Dazzling Gleam and Trick Room, but I went with this because Trick Room performed amazing in the mock. I was able to just max, do tons of damage to my opponent's team, and then Trick Room at the very end of my, after my Gigantamax ended, and then fire off another big hit and get the KO on the Cinderace in that mock. So I'm hoping we can do some work this game with that as well. Our next mon is Terrakion. Terrakion is fantastic in this matchup once we get rid of the Weezing. The Weezing is the biggest threat to us because it 4 times resists close combat. We do like 15%. That's a banded Terrakion doing 15% to a Pokemon. That's nuts. Stone Edge is there to help deal with that. Iron Head is there because it always 2 KOs the Weezing no matter what. Quick Tag is there to pick off something like the Boltund or the Cinderace, which both outspeed me. There is enough speed on our set to outspeed a what is it called? I'm trying to think of the name. Celebi, that's it. So we outspeed Celebi. Everything else, the Boltund, the Frostlass, the Cinderace will outspeed us. But yeah, moving on. Our next and final mon is going to be our Escavalier. Originally, I had Haxorus in this set with like Endure and Endeavor with the Salac Berry. That was not a good set to run for this week specifically because I needed more answers for Primarina and for Weezing specifically. Those 2 mons are absolutely terrifying. So we have Assault Vest Escavalier here. We are 3 KO'd by a 4 special attack Weezing Galarian forms, Flamethrower, or any modest Specs Premium attack except for Hydro Pump. So if it's locked into Moonblast or Surf or whatever, then we can take the hits. So that's very important. And I believe, actually, sorry, that shouldn't be 3 KO'd. No, it is 3 KO'd, excuse me. It is 3 KO'd, my bad. Yeah, it's a very strong set. Iron Head will always 2 KO a Weezing after Black Sludge Recovery, no matter what. Knockoff is there to get rid of specs on things, to just do some solid damage against everything. Counter is there specifically for the situation. The situation is if my opponent brings in Corviknight and it is not Gigantamaxed against my Escavalier, I switch out. I switch out and I go probably into Vikavolt or into Blastoise. The reason for that is because I want my opponent to be kind of, I guess, worried about, how do I explain it? I don't want them to be saying, okay, I'm going to set up all over this Escavalier. I can't have that happening. If it's already Gigantamaxed, then yes, I bring in my Escavalier. I take any hit it wants to go for, unless it's got like +2 from max body press into max win rage. I go for counter and that thing dies. Or if it doesn't die, it gets checked really, really low, and that's very important. If it is not Gigantamaxed, then I can't do anything against it. Or if it's lost Gigantamax, then this is no longer any option for the Corviknight at all. So I'm hoping that we can get some work done with this set. This is our team. Fingers crossed for this battle. We really need to climb back to 4-4. I'm hoping that we can keep our win streak alive. Thanks for watching the Team Builder, guys. I'll see you shortly. Alright guys, we're back. He brought a very, very different team than I expected. I don't have all the mons on my layout, so I'm gonna have to get that done. But looking at the team he's bringing, Celebi, Primarina, Frostlass, Gallade, Corviknight, and Cinderace. I think I can just lead off with Terrakion here and click buttons. So I think I'm gonna do that. Like, why not? I don't see a reason for it. So let's go Terrakion. Ooh, because you might have the, what is that thing called? The Frostlass might be leading. But it's okay. I can just lead off with this thing. I'll be fine. Okay, gotta find a Frostlass GIF now. Frostlass GIF. Okay. So let's take a look. What is he leading off with? Banshee, that's definitely the Frostlass. Yeah, so Frostlass leads. Okay. What would he go into here? I'm gonna go for an Iron Head. As he swaps out, that's fine with me. What does he go into? Velvet, that is. Premier, okay, catch this Iron Head. How much is it gonna do to you? That's not bad damage, and he's leftovers. Okay, I have to move this to here. There's no Obstagoon. Instead, it's Gallade. I think I'm going to go hard into my Escavalier here. I think that's my best bet. This might be like a max defensive Primarina. This is a very, very, very interesting team. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go hard into my Escavalier here. And we'll see what he wants to do. I think my play would be go for a knockoff in this situation against this. It's not Specs, which is good information. As he goes for Scald. 177 down to 144. No burn. Very nice. Okay, so leftovers and Scald. This should be a Frostlass, and this here should be a Celebi, and this Weezing is not a Weezing for some reason, it's a Gallade, which is very, very interesting to me. Okay, let's go to Escavalier, and let's pull up my damage calc. Okay, I think I do have to go for the knockoff here, because what will we bring in? Yeah, I'm going for the knockoff here. That's my best bet. As he scalds again, which is fine. We want this thing gone. He does not burn us, which is fantastic. We get rid of the leftover, so there's no passable recovery now, or passive recovery. I don't think I really need my, like a Vikvolt, sorry, not this Vikvolt. Escavalier is not the most important thing in the world. I would love to Iron Head here, and I think I have to. He might swap into Cinderace, which is fine. And let me know what you guys think about the audio on this. I'm hoping this is better. I have a brand new setup. I actually have a boom arm for my mic now. I have a new monitor as he goes for Scald again. I'm very confused, but like, is he going for the burn here? And he gets it now, so like that's fine. It happens. Oh wow, that did nothing. Oh my god. I don't find this set to be, this monster to be super important, so I can just keep Iron Heading here. Maybe now that he got the burn on me, he's gonna want to go into the Corviknight. As he switches out, does he go into Corviknight? Hisagi, what is that? Cinderace, okay. So I won't be able to judge if it's heavy duty boots or if it's banned, because he can just go for a any attack on me. I want to go for a counter in the off chance that it goes for U-turn here, but U-turn shouldn't do very much to me. I think the value of going for a knockoff is more important. So I'm going to go for the knockoff here. If he gets the KO, he gets the KO. It won't be the end of the world. As he goes for Pyro Ball and he connects, I get to use the Pyro Ball animation for the thumbnail, so if you guys are wondering why I had that again, it's because of that reason. But yeah, down goes the Escavalier, which I am fine with. I can go into Terrakion here. I can go into Blastoise. I can go into Hatterene. I don't really want to go into Hatterene here right now. Let's go. Huh. I'll go into my Terrakion here. This is where I would love to have Rocks. Again, I really did not expect him to bring the Frostlass. Let's fire off a Stone Edge here. I'm more of the Stone Edge over the close combat in case there's the Frostlass that comes out. The Primarina resists close combat, so I don't want that to be a thing. And we should still hit the Corviknight for solid damage. He might think we're Scarfed, he might think we're not, based on the damage that we did to Primarina. But again, I don't really know. I'm just hoping that we can do some good damage here. If we get rid of the Cinderace, that's fantastic. If you get rid of Primarina, that's fantastic as well. He switches out, and he goes into Celebi. Okay. This should take solid damage. Choice Banded. Yum. And I can go for another Stone Edge here. Let's see if he's Scarf. Oh boy. I'm really kind of rushing a bit, which I don't like. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we connect the edge, so we get rid of the Celebi. Fantastic. That really helps out for our Blastoise, so I'll take that. I'm very, very, very surprised that there was no, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the name. Weezing. In comes Gallade, which I definitely did not expect, but I'll go into my Vikavolt here. Once we get rid of the Frostlass, we can then freely click Close Combat, even though he has still 3 or 2 resists, as he teleports. Okay. Teleport on his Gallade. Did not expect that, but whatever. He likely goes Cinderace here, as he does. If I hard swap into Blastoise, is that going to be a problem for me if he U-turns? Because he probably U-turns. I should be fine to go into anything. Like if he U-turns, he takes Chip from Rocky Helmet. We should also learn what kind of set he is, if he's banned or not. Blastoise has 185 HP, as he Super Fangs. Okay. Very interesting. I don't think... I'm going to go for a Yawn here. That's a great play. Going for Super Fang there. As he swaps out, what is he going to go into? Velvet. Is that the Purina? It is. So we got our Yawn off. And let's fire off a Flash Cannon here. If he KOs us here, I will definitely take that. It'll allow us to bring in our Charizard. Oh boy. What is he going to do here? What is he expecting? He definitely thinks we're defensive now because of Rocky Helmets and because of Yawn. But he goes and switches out. What does he go into? Banshee. Catch a Flash Cannon. Take a Flash Cannon, my guy. Awesome. We lower his special attack, special defense. Curse Body. Okay. Let's Yawn. As he swaps out, what is he going into? Velvet. Alright, I'm going for Yawn again, man. Like, I am cool. I'm cool with you KOing me. Alright, you don't have rocks, so I'm cool with you KOing me here. As I go for Ice Beam, we do outspeed. We're going to do very little to this thing. Yep, almost nothing. As he Moonblasts. Get the KO. He's not. Fuck. And I still can't Flash Cannon, right? Yeah, Flash Cannon is disabled. Let's Ice Beam again. Fuck. He swaps out. What is he going into? We can't Yawn again, by the way. We're not allowed to do that. He goes into Corviknight here. As we Ice Beam him. No longer disabled. I want to let him kill me here. But I'm going into Vikavolt here. That's a solid chunk of damage. Like, I'll take that damage there. As he's going to Gigantamax, right? He does not, so he just Brave Birds. Which is fine. 181. Good lord. That was a lot more damage than I expected. 181 minus G-Max108 is 73 points of health. So it's Corviknights with a Brave Bird against my Vikavolt. Okay, that's no attack investment basically. So if he Gigantamaxes, we should be fine. Just 50 points of health at the very most. And I can freely Volt Switch here, I believe. Or do I want a Thunderbolt? I think I Thunderbolt is the most amount of damage possible. As he switches out, what is he going into? Velvet, okay. That's fine. I would have loved to Volt Switch and get the priority or momentum into something else. But honestly, I don't really know what else I would go into. Probably just the Blastoise. And let me take away Primarina from the layouts. Hisagi. I have a free switch into Blastoise here. He probably goes for Pyro Ball. Which is fine if he does. As he Pyro Balls, he connects. It's not going to be it's not a contact move. And down goes Blastoise. I really want to go into my Hatterene here. But I think going Terrakion is the play. Let's Stone Edge again. If he's not banned, we live a high jump kick. So that's important to note. As he Super Fangs us instead. So we know he's not banned or anything. And we connect the Stone Edge. Fantastic, we get rid of the Cinderace, which is huge for our what is it called? It's huge for our Vikavolt. So I will definitely take that. Oh man, I'm really nervous for this game. Like, I don't know why I've been so nervous for my games lately. I think it's because like there's like BBL I haven't been that nervous for because we've been locked into playoffs and like I like it's on Showdown, it's not as serious, but I really want to bring some good games for you guys. Okay, in comes Banshee. He might just want to go for the okay, let me see, it's Frostlass against my Terrakion. Ice Beam does not KO unless he specs or something. Shadow Ball does not KO. You could go for Will-O-Wisp, so I think that I'm going to go for another Stone Edge. As he Ice Beams here, we're at 84. Okay, that's definitely specs. Yeah, that's definitely 100% choice specs. So I should probably take away my Terrakion from the screen here. Okay. Even if it's modest, right? It can't KO? It can be modest, that's what speed me, so I wouldn't have KO'd, yeah. Hatterene. How much do you take from specs? Timid Ice Beam. Or it could be Icicle Plate. But I'm going for Mystical Fire anyways. I'm going to stay in and go for Mystical Fire. I'm going to not Gigantamax and Mystical Fire. Okay. Mystical Fire it up. Ice Beams. Good lord. We crit didn't matter. Okay. Charizard outspeeds everything else, so I do not need my Salic Berry. But I really like my Belly Drum here. Fuck. Choice specs is a good bring. Nightwing comes out. How do I want to play this? I could gotta take away the Frost Last. How do I want to play this? Okay. If he maxes, he gets the KO. Even if he doesn't max, I think he gets the KO. And I think I have to let him KO me. Or I go Charizard to burn a turn. I think I do that. I go Charizard here. I wish I had Trick Room there. Damn. There wasn't really a downside to me Trick Rooming. Because Vikavolt undersped everything. I see Gigantamaxes, okay. So it's one turn down. I don't think he has any investment in attack, or if he does, it's very little. Steel Spike does 30 points of health to me as he Steel Spikes. Or 30% to me. Good lord. And Brave Bird will not KO me here. But Fire Punch doesn't do very much to him. It does 21 to 26. Why are we lagging? Don't lag, come on. Come on now. Don't you start lagging on me. If Hatterene is out of range of the Gallade, then I think we can take this down. I think we can win. Come on. What is taking so long? This is actually scary. Please don't DC on us. Please don't, like Slackout just mentioned, please, like, okay Land, come on, don't fail us now. Come on. God, I'm so nervous. What a game. What a game so far. Oh, I didn't even calculate if it's at +1 defense. If that +1 defense, 144, sorry, 14 to 17. I do nothing. Oh my god. Do I risk it? Because he might have Max Knuckle. Come on now. This is actually taking forever. I don't understand it. I might just cut until we figure out what's going on, or until it just continues, because this is insane. It's going on like at least a minute here, maybe 2. Ah, boy. I don't think I have a way out here. It's going to come down to a 50-50 if he Brave Birds or he Max Knuckles. Come on. I definitely think I choked by not going for the Trick Room now. Like, had I Trick Roomed, then I would have been able to outspeed everything. I would have had 5 turns of Trick Room. He could have just brought this in, and like Mystical Fire would have come out, and actually no, I probably would have Dynamaxed or Gigantamaxed and gone for the Mystical Fire, and that way I got my my Sun Up, so that the next Mystical Fire would do a ton of damage to the Corviknights. Yeah, no, I definitely choked by not going for that. Wow. This is honestly insane. I just can't imagine what he's going through on his side too, because he's definitely got to be like freaking out as well. He's saying he thinks the server went down. Which, like, if it did, that's really, really bad. But like, we should DC it then if the server went down. All right, thank God we're back. Okay. I want a belly drum so freaking bad. Okay. If I belly drum here and he airstreams, he KOs me. I don't think he belly drums because I think he thinks I'm probably special. So I'm going to go for a fire punch here. Or I can sub up and try and get him out of that range. I don't think it's worth that. I think I have to fire punch here. If he max knuckles, then good shit, great game. He got me, and he was gonna win 2-0. If he doesn't, if he just goes for the max airstreams, I made the right play. But right now it just comes down to is he gonna max knuckle or not, and Flamethrower should do a ton of damage to him. He knows that. I don't think he switches out. That's not something he should be doing. If he body presses here, it's game. If he didn't body press, we should be fine. Not the most riveting end to the game, I swear. It's been like 6 minutes, and we've only had like us just choosing our moves. Why on earth did Game Freak have to make so you didn't have hour-long timer anymore? Like, that's insane. Just it's so stupid. Like the 10-minute timer, it gets the job done. But the fact that you have to go into like a different server and like connect to something and change your internet settings is like completely fucked up. All right, everyone. So we ended up DCing here. We were recording for about 20 minutes after like the first like long turn happened, and we came to the conclusion about how the game went. And he showed me his spread. I showed him mine. The Corviknight didn't have body press, which means I'm comfortable that I won that game. So here's what happened. He went for win rage, he said, and with his spread, he actually never OHKO'd or KO'd my Zard from that range, which means Charizard guaranteed got off 2 fire punches against him. So we got off a minimum of 22% and a maximum of 30%, which would have been enough for us to bring in our Vikavolt once the Charizard goes down. The Corviknight would no longer have its Gigantamax. It would be around 50%, probably a bit less than that. Vikavolt comes in and always gets the KO with Thunderbolt. During that time, the Corviknight can't KO us with the Brave Bird. I made sure that I would never be 2 KO'd by no physical attack Corviknight's Brave Bird. So we would be on like a few percentage left, like very little. He would then have his, at this point in time, it would be, I'm just going to take off Corviknight from the screen because that would go down, as well as the Charizard. This then would make it so it's Gallade versus Vikavolt and Hatterene. Gallade was a Scarf Gallade with teleports. I believe it was Poison Jab. Where is it? Close Combat, Zen Headbutt, Poison Jab, and Teleport with Choice Scarf, and it was Adamant with 188 attack. My Hatterene had 59 HP left, so this Gallade would have had to go for the Close Combat, not the Close Combat, the Poison Jab, excuse me. It would go for Poison Jab, it would KO my Vikavolt, and then Hatterene would come in, it would go for Poison Jab again. It did a maximum of 100 points of health, and as I Dynamax, I would double my HP, so instead of being at 59, I'm at 118, which means I live on 18 points of health no matter what, and Max Starfall or Max Smite will guarantee get the KO. So we are going to be calling this a 1-0 win for me, which is amazing. I'm very happy that we got the win. It really sucks we didn't get to see it in action, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy I didn't go with the belly drum play there, because had I belly drum there, then it was just game over. So, but I'm happy. I'm happy we went for the flamethrower, or the fire punch, excuse me, because that really honestly saved us the game, because we were able to get off that good damage against the Corviknight and guarantee we'd be KOing it with our Vikavolt. So GG to Slackout. Make sure you go and check out his side of the battle. He explains on his side where he's coming from in this loss here for him and the win for us. But I'm really freaking happy that we were able to get the win. It's honestly incredible. We're 4-4. We're 4-4 with a +2 differential. I will definitely take it. We are climbed back to 500. With one more win, we should clinch playoffs. I'm hoping we can get that win next week, but we have a long road ahead of us still. 2 weeks left. Very scary opponents. Hoping, fingers crossed, we can get the job done. So, GG to Slackout. Thank you for understanding and theory modding with me for this, because that was really the only way we were going to recreate anything. And it was like 4 turns left in the battle anyway, so we said why not. But yeah, and this obviously doesn't count. Like if there were crits in the game, which you can't really account for, if there are crits, then obviously things change. But I don't think it's fair for either of us to say, oh, but if there was a crit on this turn or a crit on that turn, because things would have definitely changed regardless. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that you didn't really get to see the finale, but I appreciate you guys staying nonetheless. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been able to support the Montreal Milotic in this season of the APA, and we'll be back tomorrow with some NCP. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.